Hi there, I'm Craig Cruz, author of MUSSOPO and His Great Adventure, and I'd like to welcome you in as we read the next chapter in the book. This is a project that I do to encourage young people and older people alike to maybe read a little bit more and maybe try their hand at writing, because remember, the next chapter could be yours. Let's get started. Chapter 10, Friend or Foe? The four animals stood in silence except for the rumble of a growl that came from Moki. "What is happening here?" Moki snapped at the rat. I'm not sure," replied the rat. "I just couldn't stand by and watch him destroy this young rat and the friendship that I've observed in the three of you as we spied on you. I'm sorry. I was wrong for trying to take revenge. A revenge you didn't even deserve," the rat continued. Moki didn't understand because he had not seen the rat go over the edge. MUSSOPO was happy that the rat, who had a change of heart, had not been the one to go over the edge. MUSSOPO explained everything to Moki, but the dog wasn't sure that he could trust the rat. MUSSOPO explained to the rat about home and the plans of each of them. "What is your name?" MUSSOPO asked him. "Name? I do not have a name. I'm just a rat," said the rat. "But you must have a name. That is proper," MUSSOPO insisted. "Will you give me a name?" the rat asked, hopeful. MUSSOPO and Star started discussing names between them, but Moki wasn't interested. He still didn't trust the new addition to the travelers. As MUSSOPO named off many names, nothing seemed to fit. Star was aware of how MUSSOPO and she had gotten their names from MUSSOPO mistakenly reading them backwards in the mirror, but as she took his letters, she realized that Tar was not a good name and too close to hers. She wanted the name to be perfect. This rat had saved her life. He had showed that he had so much heart towards her. That is when it hit her. Heart. Backwards was Trey. She spoke up. "Trey is a nice name." The rat smiled. "Trey, I love it. Can I have that name?" "Of course you can," smiled MUSSOPO. The four of them started walking again toward the town, toward possibilities. MUSSOPO leaned into Star. "How did you come up with the name Trey?" he asked. "I don't know. It seemed he just has so much heart," Star smiled. MUSSOPO didn't understand, but figured he might understand later. They walked until it was nearly dark. It was cold, but not as cold as they had been on the mountaintop. It didn't take long to find a hollow log. As they started into the log, Trey lingered away from the others. "Are you coming in with us?" MUSSOPO asked. Moki growled a low grumble. "I can just sleep out here," Trey answered. "It'll be much warmer if you're in here with us," MUSSOPO persisted. Trey headed into the hollow log, walking past Moki, hearing the low growl coming from his mouth. Trey was moved at the kindness of the three after all he had said and done. He was thankful for their forgiveness, even though he realized that the dog didn't trust him yet. He was hungry, but his heart was warm with the love that they had shown him. The next morning, they arose early to find water for the journey that lay ahead. They found a river ahead, but it was too fast-moving to be able to get a drink. They moved downriver to find still water. Once there, they rested, but found no food. "Do you want to come live at my home with me?" MUSSOPO asked Trey. MUSSOPO explained his home and all the wonderful things about it and how Star was going to be a part of his family. He told him of Moki's hope for a family that would love him and take care of him. When Trey finally had an opportunity to talk, he told them of his plans and what he wanted. It was his hope to make it to the town that they had seen from atop of the mountain. He had heard that they have many restaurants, and at the end of the day, they would fill their garbage cans full and leave them outside. He explained how dangerous it could be, that you had to avoid rat traps and people with larger brooms that will hit you, but that it would be worth it to eat at a restaurant. The other three imagined what it would be like to live in a town with lots of people. Moki wondered if there might be a family that would love him there. They rested for a long time, thinking about the town that lay ahead. They walked for many miles and had gotten accustomed to only hearing the sounds of the forest and of their own feet. They had left the thick overgrowth and were walking easily on an uneven path. Most times Moki walked ahead of them and would circle back to the slower three animals. They would rest often, and many times they would come into contact with other forest animals, whether deer or raccoon. Most were friendly. As they turned one of the many corners on the wide path, the four animals found that they had walked right between two human women, who both froze at the sight of the animals. The animals stood still in their tracks and listened for a moment as one of the women spoke. "Hey there," the woman said as she knelt down to take a closer look at the animals. "Are you hungry?" she asked, as if she expected an answer. For a split second, Moki wondered if she would be a person that could offer him a good home. His thoughts were interrupted by the other lady. "Charlotte, be careful. You're not going to feed them, are you?" she asked, as if warning her friend that there might be some kind of danger from them. "Grace," the woman said softly, "they're not going to hurt anyone." The woman reached into her backpack and produced a sandwich and carefully pinched off pieces and laid the pieces on the ground in front of the hungry animals. The bread was soft and Moki was able to eat it right up. The others enjoyed the thick slice of cheese that had been given to them. "It almost looks as if the possum is smiling. Look at all those teeth," Charlotte smiled back at him. The four of them were afraid to stay for long and quickly started down the trail away from the two sweet women. As they walked away, they could hear the women talking to each other. "That was an enchanting sight to see," marveled Grace. "Yes, it was, just terrific. And I love possums, and that was some possum," Charlotte softly smiled. The sound of the women talking trailed off as the animals continued their journey further down the mountain. After walking many more miles, they came to the outskirts of the town. They were weary from the walk and looked for a place to stay the night. They saw many houses and remembered how comfortable the small cabin had been. Every house that they saw near the town had smoke coming from the chimney. Moki assumed that this meant people were home. He also assumed that people would not react well to a scraggly dog with 2 rats and a possum following close behind, so they stayed out of sight, continuing to search for a warm place to sleep. They finally happened upon a big barn. Star was hesitant and afraid of the barn, remembering her cage at the last barn she was in. Moki explained that this barn was different and that it was a working farm and that no humans should be around this time of day until early morning. The 4 animals made their way into the big barn and were greeted by cows that were lazily eating hay out of their manger. "What a strange bunch you are," one of the cows observed. "Just looking for a warm bed for the night and some food," smiled MUSSOPO. "There's plenty of hay to sleep on, and you are in luck, for the old farmer keeps his pet food in that room. You should find dog and cat food in containers. I assume that would work for you," said the cow. "That is wonderful," they said in unison, hurrying toward the small room. The food was kept in large trash cans that the rats and possum had no trouble getting into. Moki waited patiently as he heard his friends munching away on dry food. He knew that his teeth would not allow him to eat much. MUSSOPO popped his head over the edge of the large can. "Let me scoop you some food out, friend," he said. Moki watched as piece by piece food began to fill the bowl in front of him due to MUSSOPO's diligence. While the bowl filled, no one noticed that Trey had disappeared. When the bowl was filled, Moki began to try to crunch the hard food, but was interrupted by a sound at the door. He turned to see Trey dragging a large bottle behind him. "What is that?" Moki asked. "Why, this is milk to soften your food," the rat smiled, tugging at the large bottle. Moki moved to help him. They set the tall bottle up next to the dish and pushed it over, breaking the top of it off, and easily sloshing milk over the dry food. "Where did you find milk?" Moki asked him. "There's an old refrigerator that the farmer keeps the milk in. It wasn't easy to open, but I was pleased when I finally got it to open. Do you like it?" Trey asked. "I love it. Thank you so much for thinking about me." Moki smiled and began eating his soft food. Trey licked some of the spilled milk and then climbed up into the trash can and began eating again. When the 4 of them had filled their stomachs with plenty of food, they found a nice stall filled with hay. They all curled up together and slept, dreaming of possibilities. This chapter ends with a poem. I'd like to read it. It's called Trey's Heart. "Misery loves company, of this I took a part, until one day I made a change. I had a change of heart. I couldn't stand to see the hurt of those now known as friends. I took a stand to show my worth and finally made amends. In the care of my dear friends, love has come at last. Simply from a change of heart, I have shed my past." I hope you enjoyed the chapter, Friend or Foe, and I look forward to reading the next chapter in MUSSOPO and His Great Adventure. It'll be You Shall Not Pass, chapter 11. I want to encourage you to read more. I want to encourage you to write. Writing is fun. And just remember, the next chapter could be yours. Thanks for listening.